Like my mind is occupied in two different zones. My mind is not able to decide whether the mind should focus on the Hindi or the English. What to do? Hello everyone, how are you all? Well, I hope that you all are great, you are doing great, and you had a good weekend. Productive, happy weekend. So it's Monday again, and let's learn something. Today I have this kind of review for this particular technique that I've heard that's going around, that's getting popular. So, a technique to watch movies in order to improve your English. So, I was watching this movie and the kind of technique that is going on around. So, accidentally, similar thing was happening on the screen. And I was like, so let's review it, what's happening. And here I am with this particular review. Does this work or not? So, this technique, what is this technique? This technique is when you are watching a movie, any movie, so you're watching it with the audio in Hindi or your mother tongue, whatever is your mother tongue, Hindi, Italian, German, Telugu, Bengali, whatever is your mother tongue. So you're watching the particular movie in your mother tongue and the subtitles on the screen, they are scrolling in English. So you're listening to your mother tongue, but you're watching it as a translation, as a script in English on the screen. I'm gonna tell you that whatever is the technique, what happened while I was watching, how I was feeling about this technique, and then I'm gonna give you the review. Is it going to work or not? If yes, why? If no, why? So be here with me, and I'm going to tell you that how you can use this technique or cannot use this technique to benefit your English. So let's begin. So now the story time. What actually happened while I was using this technique? So what happened was I was watching this movie. I was scrolling through and Alexa suggested this particular movie. And if you want to know about the movie, if you want to know which movie I was watching, so the movie is titled as Fall. It's a recent movie which was available on my OTT platform, and it's a survival kind of movie, that thriller survival movie where the characters, the protagonist, they are stuck in some kind of danger, and it's like how they survived it. So I'm not gonna reveal the details because I don't want to make this a spoiler for you. Go watch it if you want. You can watch. I think the movie is it's nice. So if you like watching I Shouldn't Be Alive, programs like that on Discovery, or you want to watch something adventurous, you can watch the movie. So I was watching this particular movie, and by default from the side of OTT's platform, the audio was in Hindi. And I was trying to search the English audio. So I was trying to find the English audio, and suddenly the audio was in Hindi, and suddenly subtitles in English started rolling on my screen. And then I thought that let's give it a shot. This technique is going on around. Let me see what's gonna happen. Will I like this technique or what will happen? So what was happening was I'm listening to Hindi, and then there were subtitles in English coming on my screen, and at times I feel frustrated. Why? Because the subtitles were not exact translation of what I was listening to. So I was having so much trouble. Should I read the subtitles and see what characters are doing, what the actors are doing, and then understand the context, or should I listen to Hindi, whatever they're speaking, and then understand the context? It was getting too much jumbled up for me. For me, this particular technique did not work at all. I personally didn't like this thing that the audio is in different language and the subtitle is in different language. It can be vice versa. For example, you are playing it in English and you're watching the subtitles in Hindi. So even if you do it vice versa, I think this is not comfortable. For me, I didn't find it comfortable at all, and I was frustrated because I was not able to understand the movie at all. So those 15 minutes, starting 15 minutes of movie, they were complete waste. I had to rewind and watch it again. I was not able to understand what is going on. I was not able to understand the dialogues at all, and it was too jumbled up. Like my mind is occupied in two different zones. My mind is not able to decide whether the mind should focus on the Hindi or the English. What to do? Because there are two different things. Just like I'm gonna give you an example of these are the motor reflexes of our mind. For example, take one hand and take your another hand. Now you need to wave one hand like this and another in a circle, and do it together. Let's see if you're gonna able to do it. This is an example. I'm trying to explain to you why this technique might not have worked for me, and if it is not working for other people, why it wouldn't have worked. So with one hand you have to wave it like this, and other you have to move it in circles. And if I do it together, it's very difficult. Look, I'm not able to do it. One hand is copying the other hand. What it's doing, it's in a synchronization. If I'm doing it in circles and then I try to match the other one, look what's happening with my hands. Are you able to see? If I wave it now and if I try to move it in circle, look, I'm not able to do anything. Neither I'm able to wave, nor I'm able to move it in circles. It doesn't happen. You can try it for yourself too, and this is something that I watched in one of those science experiment shows or discovery shows. I remember when I was in grade 11th or 12th. So I actually watched this about the right side and left side balance. Something, it's related to something balance. I haven't researched it a lot for you, but I know that when you are trying to form a synchronization, whatever you're doing with your one hand, the other is gonna copy, and it's really difficult for you to do two different things with your hands at a single time. So they will try to do something in synchronization. I think that is something is happening even with the language acquisition, the language learning we are doing. While watching this movie, we are listening to Hindi and reading English, or maybe listening to English and reading Hindi, or your mother tongue, whatever is your mother tongue. My mother tongue is Hindi, so I am giving you an example of Hindi. Your mother tongue can be anything. Italian, German, Spanish, Telugu, Tamil, Bengali, anything. So you have to take reference of your own language in this particular thing. So when you do this, I think this is not going to work. Why? There are reasons, a lot of reasons. Now let's come to all the reasons that why it cannot work. One thing is that when you are watching a movie, it's culture. And when you are talking about a language, language is culture. Language is related to culture. It's just not like maths or science. It's just not like a fact-based subject. Language arises from culture, from the place where it's spoken. Even due to the different places of usage where the language is being used, it becomes a dialect. You can say that one particular language has different dialects. Why? Because the usage become different according to the culture of this particular place, and hence it became a dialect of the main language. That is why a language is cultural specific, and when it is culture specific, there are going to be references to the culture which you will not understand. Hence you cannot translate it word to word. So there are going to be a lot of culture particular references that you will not be able to understand. So you're listening to something else and then you're reading something that is completely different. Your mind is not going to register what's happening. The actions might not match with whatever that person is saying. So there were a lot of culture referenced dialogues, inner jokes that they had, and there were phrasal verbs. I was able to understand because I have knowledge. And when I say I am a learner, that means there are going to be a lot of culture specific phrases and terms that I might not know, because that is something related to their culture. It's not about language. It's not about learning language or having mastery over language. It's not grammar. It's not your verbs. It's not your vocabulary. No. Those particular phrases, those particular idioms are culture specific. For example, there is this particular slang term in British English that is chock-a-block. So, chock-a-block, have you ever heard it? This might sound so foreign to you. What is this chock-a-block? Well, they say chock-a-block when something, some place is too much crowded. Just like our Indian metros, that you don't have even a space to put your step there. We are not even able to stand there. There's no space to just enter the metro. It's like fully jam-packed. It's too much crowded. So they have this particular phrase for saying too much crowded, which is culture specific. It has arisen from their culture. Chock-a-block. We don't use it normally in English, but there, if you go to London or if you go to UK, you will find people actually using these kinds of expressions a lot in their spoken English because that's their culture specific thing. So I am not questioning anybody who is suggesting this kind of technique. So all those who are suggesting this kind of technique, they might have found it helpful. It's okay. So you need to try. If you think it's okay, you can try, but from my side I would suggest that this is not something that can give you a great results. So that might even confuse your mind. So from my side it's a no go, but all those who are suggesting it, it's okay, it's their thought and I'm not questioning it. Fine, I'm respecting their thoughts too. So if they find this particular technique to be useful, it's good for them, and if you want, you can also give it a try. But my review, I'm giving you my honest review here, my views. In my view, in my opinion, don't do this. Go straight for watching it in one particular language and switch on the subtitles of that particular language, because for me it was not a good experience. That's all. I'm here to give you an honest review so that you can also know about particular technique and you might select whatever you want to do while learning English, and so that this video can be really helpful in your journey and you have a clear concept about something that is related to your English learning technique. So this was my review for this particular technique, and if you want any other video, if you want me to make a video on any other topic, maybe if you want to ask me about any technique, anything, any concept, vocabulary, pronunciation, whatever it is, do let me know. Just write it in the comment box, give me your suggestion, and I'll gladly take up all your suggestions. I'll make video for you, I'll make a video lesson, and that's it for today. That was it. So this is it, and I think you will find this video helpful, and I have also talked about some scientific point of view regarding language learning and language acquisition that I have learned in my research while doing my studies as a teacher, professional studies. So from that point of view and my experience while doing this technique, from that point of view, I am giving you this kind of review to you. So I hope that you liked it, you liked the video. Do share it, like the video, and subscribe the channel for more awesome lessons on English that are going to come on the channel soon. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye everybody.